Okay, so this is just a quick video to give an overview, give some tips on doing some fiberglass repair if you have a damaged jet ski. Now most of the 90s Kawasaki, like the two-stroke skis, they use it's not actually fiberglass, it's what's called SMC, so sheet molded compound. So basically, if it's smooth on the inside and also the outside, as opposed to if it's actual fiberglass, you're going to kind of see this texture normally on the inside of it, and then it would be gel coat. But most of the Kawasaki stuff, there's other skis and I'm not familiar with, you know, what years they changed stuff, but if you're doing a repair on that, you want to use an epoxy resin. Now normally the epoxy resin is like a 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 or something like this. This right here, this can of Bondo fiberglass resin is polyester, and so one way to tell the difference is you're just using a few drops of activator with this, so that's polyester. The epoxy is usually closer to 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 5-to-1, something along those lines. Now I'm just using, I've had good luck, and this is more of a budget. You know, this is like 40 bucks for these two on Amazon. But a brand that's very popular, most people would recommend, is the West System epoxy. So that's very recommended by most people. And so you mix that up. I get these little mix cups. It's got the measurements on the side. So with this stuff here, tabletop epoxy, it's a 1-to-1. So, you know, you put 3 ounces of the activator and 3 ounces of the resin, mix it up. Now, after you mix it up, you don't want to leave this in this cup, because this stuff is only designed for 1/4 inch or maybe a 1/2 inch. So I'll have something that I put it to spread it out. So if you leave this in here, it'll overheat and it'll turn solid before you finish. So you want to spread it out, get it thin. And then I'll also kind of put the fiberglass. This is a chopped strand piece, and so I'll kind of put it in there and get it loaded up with the resin ahead of time. There's also the woven. The chopped strand is supposed to be a little bit stronger. The woven mat is softer. It's easier to form around curves and stuff. So a lot of people will start off with this and then finish with that. So I have this 650, and it had a huge chunk out of it. So what I did, I started off with a piece of cardboard and I made a template, and then I put it onto this, whatever it is, cardstock. And what I did is took a piece of cardboard and I just took clear packing tape and covered the cardboard with the clear packing tape, and then I put some chopped strand and cut it into this shape. And so I kind of did a piece ahead of time. With the plastic, the packing tape, the resin won't stick to the packing tape, so I do like 2 layers of the chopped strand in this shape. You know, you kind of have to cut it, put it on there, and let it cure. And so I did that until I had a thick enough piece, 3 or 4, you know, 5 thickness of the chopped strand. So I let the first one cure, and then once you have that piece, I trimmed it up. Once you have the fiberglass piece, I trimmed it up and I put it on here. And I think on this one I actually did some rivets, and so then I glue that piece on here, and then I can kind of start working with, and this isn't finished, it's still rough, I need to sand it and finish it up. But and when you're doing any of this stuff, you want to sand it, and you want to use acetone so you don't have any oil. It also helps remove wax. So, you know, this one's still, it's not gonna win any contests for looks right now, but I need to sand it more. But once I had this piece on, then I would take the other pieces and kind of start building it up. I think I had a piece of cardboard behind there with tape. If you have that clear packing tape, on the front, then it doesn't, you can kind of get it to form the shape that you want. And you kind of do some layers and then let it cure. And you know, once it's hard, then it starts getting easier to work on. If you're doing another area that's damaged, if you can get to the inside of the hole and do the inside of the hole first, some of these tend to, you know, different skis have issues with cracking in certain areas. So if you have the stuff out of the way on the inside and you can get to the inside, start from the inside to get something to build up against, and get a stronger repair. And then once I'm done, this appliance epoxy paint works really good to match up with pretty much the factory white paint that you have on the skis. And to mix, I just taken, I can't find the one that I had set up, but I'll just take one of these spade drill bits and grind it flat, and then that's my mixer. So I'll mix this stuff up for a minute and then pour it out to 1/4 inch thickness, kind of work with the pieces. Then I'll take a paintbrush, I'll put it on there, and you're dabbing with the paintbrush to get the resin on there. You don't want the resin too thick, but you also don't want air bubbles. So do a little bit, kind of get the main shape that you're going for, let it cure, and then if you got to sand it down, and that gives you something else to work on top of.